YouTube. I know that I haven't made a video in a while. That is my son in the background. He will be 2 soon, and he's starting to develop opinions. So he refuses to eat anything besides bananas and Pop-Tarts. So I made myself some oatmeal and it smells amazing. It is some apple cinnamon oatmeal. Is it vegan? Probably not. Probably not. But I put water in here and not milk or dairy-free milk. It's just water. Let's hope I can finish this bowl. Probably won't be able to finish this entire bowl, but finish majority of it without throwing up. I randomly start craving it, so we're gonna see if I can keep it down. So I know you guys are probably wondering, family and friends who know me personally, and to those who don't, now you will know, I am 9 weeks and a day pregnant. This is my baby 2.0. And I thought that I would sit down and talk to you guys because I did some some YouTube searching about what I had going on. And most people who have HG literally make like one video and then they fucking vanish. Like they just go away. Like, where'd they go? Are you okay? You know, and then they'll have like videos posted from like 2 and 3 years ago. So I figured I would be the voice of this community and just say what's up to all of the mamas and possible mamas who could possibly have HG. I am terribly, terribly, terribly sorry if you catch it, especially, it's not necessarily something you catch. Okay, let me just give you the rundown. HG, high primus gravidarum. Essentially, it is a pregnancy condition like preeclampsia or like, I don't know what other pregnancy conditions, because you can have diabetes without. Can you have pregnancy diabetes and not have real diabetes? I don't know. Somebody comment. Let me know, because I don't know. I don't have diabetes and I haven't experienced pregnancy diabetes, so I wouldn't know. But let me know if you know, so I can educate myself. So, HG, which is short for high primus gravidarum, is a pregnancy condition. I'm not reading, I'm like just looking down because I'm starting to get nauseous while I make this video, which is very unfortunate. This has been the first day, and I would say about 3 weeks that I have been able to really do anything successfully without throwing up an entire day. Today is the first day in the past 3 weeks. But HG is pretty much, from when I've done my Google searching online, it's like an increase of stomach acid and saliva in pregnant women. So essentially that messes with your gag reflex and any and everything that you could possibly think that you loved before you got pregnant and decided to conceive your wonderful bundle of joy. You can now no longer eat because everything, including water, will and can make you throw up. And it is not like morning sickness. Morning sickness usually subsides. It doesn't last as long. HG, especially for me, has lasted until I was about 4 months pregnant, previously with my son. I gave in. I gave him a Pop-Tart because he has not eaten all day besides a banana and a Pop-Tart for breakfast. So I am submitting because I need my child to eat. And anybody who are parents or who have been a parent or who have watched somebody's kid or anything like that, you would understand that this shit, snit, I'm trying not to curse, it's hard. You can get rough when they get older. And I didn't want to believe it. It's like, no, my kid, he eats everything. He does everything good. Nah, he's starting to get to that age, like I said, where he's developing opinions and wants things his way or the highway, or he's just going to yell at me all day. And right now, that's not really convenient because I don't feel well. But anyways, there's morning sickness and then there's HG. HG is like, I would say morning sickness is like doing acid, and HG is like doing like bath salt. I've never done bath salt. I have done acid, but I've never done it bath salt. But from what the videos I've seen, people can like do some acrobatics and climb up walls. I think that's bath salt. It's like the most extreme case. I have now had to go to the hospital twice for dehydration and malnutrition, and I am on 2 different prescription medications. I have thrown up blood. Luckily for me, it wasn't that much. It was just a little bit, but it can get pretty serious. And if you don't go to the ER, you can end up messing yourself up. With my son, I had to go to the ER because I was like blacking out, you know, and like super dizzy, and to the point where like I was like stuck in place for like almost 48 hours and couldn't move and kind of was disoriented. I didn't really know where I was, what I was doing. I was just trying to just breathe. That was my main goal, was just breathe. And that was my first pregnancy, and I really didn't know what to expect, what was going on. And with this baby, I thought I knew. You know, I was like, okay, I've already gone through this before. I have an idea of how this is kind of gonna go. This oatmeal smells so great, but I do not want to throw it up. I've successfully thrown up oatmeal a lot this pregnancy. I've tried eating vegan food, non-vegan food, waters, teas, popsicles. Yes, I've even thrown up popsicles, guys. Stomach acid, bile, which is like, it looks like this. It's like yellow stuff that almost tastes like earwax. If you ever tasted it, then you know what I'm talking about. It's like, it's nasty and basically burns. Just coats your throat and burns it. The shit's horrible. And I have another friend who's going through this, and this is her first pregnancy, and all I try to do is just give her encouraging words. Because HG only affects 1 in 3 women, and I have met one of my friends who was pregnant the same time I was with our first children. She only has 1 daughter right now, but she had HG and it was worse than mine, and she was throwing up a little bit longer than me and a whole lot more than I was. I don't know why that is. I don't know. It probably was because like I really wasn't eating that much. Or I don't know. Just different bodies. We're different people. But with this baby, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've been mentally on my rocker. This kid has caused me to question things, question myself. I've definitely looked in the mirror. I've lost between 7 and 10 pounds now. I don't know if you guys can see it in my face, but when I jumped on the scale at the ER and they were like, you're 130, and post-pregnancy or pre-pregnancy, I was like 140. I was like, oh, shit, okay. I'm definitely losing weight, which is not supposed to happen your first trimester, but with Zen, I did lose about 15 pounds when I was pregnant with him from throwing up so much and not being able to hold down anything. And I was on 4 different medications when I was pregnant with him. But hey, you know, if you want kids, you're gonna do whatever you got to do to get them here. You know, some people can do it naturally. Some people have to go the in vitro route. Some people even have to go as far as adoption and surrogacy, if that's the proper word, using a surrogate, you know. So we get our kids here how we get them here, and I think that we should just try to just be grateful, and I try to be as grateful as possible, but I would not wish HG on my worst enemy, because it has caused me personally to go through like anxiety and depression, which were already things I struggled with. I've been struggling with since I was like 13 when my mom first got sick. I was diagnosed with depression. So pretty much my entire adult and adolescent life, I have been struggling with it. And anybody who deals with anxiety and depression, suicidal ideations, all of that stuff, you know that shit, it can get really heavy, especially if you don't have a therapist or if you don't know what you're doing. And post my son being born, I literally lost my mind. I was going through the end of a very abusive, like emotionally and mentally abusive relationship with his father. And I kind of really like lost my mind. And then a lot of women who could just be going through a perfectly normal relationship, you know, those freaking deflation of those pregnancy hormones can mess you up. They can mess you up, and a lot of women can experience postpartum, which I did. And it was kind of dark. And at the time I was just working 3 jobs, going to school, and just doing anything that I could do to try to provide for my newborn and myself. Through that time frame after he was born, I discovered like spirituality, meditation. I got more into yoga, which was something I was already kind of into before I was pregnant, but I couldn't pursue it as much as I wanted to because I was active duty in the military. I had a very fast-paced lifestyle. Like literally you could wake up one day and they're like, hey, we're leaving town tomorrow, pack your shit. Like, whoa, I thought we were leaving next week. Well, something changed. We're leaving tomorrow. Pack your stuff. Be ready at 4 o'clock in the morning. So yoga obviously wasn't my main priority, but after my son was born, I was able to do yoga, and I was able to do all of the things that I wanted to do, I guess, and explore spirituality. My mom had passed, I was 17. She passed a week before I turned 18. And the oldest of her 3 children, it was very hard for me. I get that it was hard for her parents, and it was probably very hard for her siblings and for her husband. But as somebody who came out of her, you know what I'm saying? That was like a whole, you know what I'm saying? That's like losing a part of you that you don't even know, that you never got the chance to know, or you got a screenshot of, and that was it. And so my whole life I struggled with it, and it wasn't until I became a mother and started to get in touch with my own spirituality that things started to change more in a positive light. And it wasn't until last night, so from 17, I am now 25, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 8 years later, 8 years later, was the very first time that I had ever seen my mom in a dream. You know, throwing up like 5+ times in a day, not being able to eat, you're home alone, You got your professors on your laptop doing a Zoom session, and then you got your toddler in the background screaming because you gave them plain water instead of water with some juice in it or whatever, and having to crawl to the kitchen just to even get them something to drink or get him something to drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, after a while, that stuff starts to like mess with you mentally. Like, damn, I can't even walk? Like, seriously, child, that I'm growing? Like, that's a big F me to the face, you know? And today was the first time that I kind of sat back and was like, I really thought about it in a different light. Like, and I've mentioned this to somebody before. When I first got pregnant, before I started to get what felt like deathly ill, was that the creation and growth of a child is very spiritual. Like if you just sit back and just think about that sentence, like, you're taking something that is spiritual, that's not physical, and you're bringing that person to the physical realm, and they're developing into their own body, their own being, this own physical place, and then you're pushing this life out of your body, out of your life, essentially, your life force, and boom, there's a person. Like, that is some really deep shit right there. Like, and I don't think a lot of moms think about it that way. Some are just like, oh, I'm having a baby. Or some people don't even want their kids, you know, they end up neglecting their kids or whatever. Or, you know, you got those weird manipulative parents who are just like really negative. You got some supporting parents. You got some parents that only really mess with you on their terms, as long as you continue to remain a child but never grow up, because that's the only relationship that they can kind of wrap their mind around. You know what I'm saying? Like, those conditional circumstances. And I don't think that they ever really think about it. Like, you are your own being that chose to come here from a spiritual realm. We started off as like little tadpoles, like even before sperms, they were just, you know, X and Y chromosomes. It didn't even have a brain or a heartbeat or a pulse or nothing. And then over time, it developed arms and legs and eyes and all the things that make us human. Yeah, but I don't think that we realize like how much of a struggle that really can be to the person who has to physically embody two spirits at the same time. And for me personally, I envy all the moms who have like 6 kids and were like, yeah, I just got pregnant and, you know, it didn't faze me at all. Like, you know, the ones who, I know that we all know them. We've all met those women that literally are like the poster child of what you see in like Hollywood movies. Like, they get pregnant, they may throw up maybe once or twice during the duration of their entire pregnancy, and the biggest change that they experience is they grow a baby bump, and then that's it. It just looks like, from the outside looking in, it looks like they're just cruising through it and they have no complaints. They're the happiest and they end up having the most children. I know a girl, I've met a woman like that while I was pregnant with my son, you know, and I was telling her, I'm going to the ER, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, wow, I'm about to give birth to my kid in like a few weeks and I didn't experience anything like that. And I was like her 3rd kid. I was like, God, I wish that I didn't have to experience that. So far, I'm gonna try to take another bite of this oatmeal, guys. I'm hungry. I really am. Believe it or not, I'm fucking starving. I just don't want to throw this up. Because I have. And it was sad. One more bite, one more bite. There's no way I'm gonna eat this entire bowl of oatmeal. There's no way. And one day, it would take me the entire day to eat this entire bowl of oatmeal. One day it took me 2, almost 3 different days to try to complete one bowl of oatmeal successfully. And I ended up having to throw it away the 3rd day because it went bad. But, I just thought I would let you guys know that I'm here. And I kind of wanted to just use my page a little bit differently. Because right now, this is me, sis. My hair is not done. My makeup is not on. My contact lenses are not in. I did take a shower. It might not smell like it because my deodorant and body odor are like conflicting. But I kind of want this to kind of just be raw for a little bit, my YouTube channel, and let you guys get the opportunity to kind of know who I am and not the superficial side of me, which is all about like the glitz and glam and all that other crap. And I just want to discuss with you guys just like what I've just been going through spiritually while pregnant. And I don't think that people really think about it that way, like spirituality and pregnancy. I actually looked it up on YouTube and I barely could find anything of anybody really talking about it. And the people that were talking about it were like the deep spiritual gurus. You know, one lady was talking about how like she had like some spirit like come and talk to her and things like that. Right now, I haven't experienced none of that shit. In my lifetime, have I experienced that? Yes, but not since I've been pregnant with my first or my now second child. But after last night, after like the dream that I had, and then after that, the crazy part is it was either after or before that I started going into sleep paralysis. Yeah, so I'm stressed out. And my friend asked me today if I had an outlet. And the answer is, stop touching that. Stop touching that, it's not a toy. The answer is no. I don't. So I'm gonna try to use this YouTube because standing for longer than 5 minutes, walking is a chore. I actually feel like I have to throw up right now. So I'm gonna end this video, but thank you guys so much for watching. Please click and subscribe if you want to continue going on this journey with me. And I'm gonna go lay down. So, or to the toilet, whichever comes first.